Hey everyone, Mr. Sugiano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, I'm out and about again, and I guess for 500 Sugiano points, which I don't know what you can use them for, but for 500 Sugiano points, tell me where I am here. Let me know in the comments below what country, what area you think I'm in. And I'm assuming people are going to get it pretty quick, given the fact that the last time I did this, people got it right off the bat. I think within a half hour of the video posted, people knew my exact coordinates. So take a guess. So the first thing on the docket, we're talking about the PlayStation Network. And after about 20 hours of the PSN being down, it was brought back online, and we don't really know why. PlayStation said there was some sort of operational issue, which doesn't really tell us a whole lot. As for my opinion on the matter, it's one of two things. One, it was either hacking, which a lot of people are thinking that it was, or two, maybe it was an irreversible update that they pushed that backfired on them and then they didn't have a way to rectify the issue. Or maybe they had some sort of like band-aid and bubblegum solution that finally broke and they didn't know how to fix that either. Who knows here, but at the end of the day, they're giving people 5 free days of PSN access, which is nice, but it's technically just 4, considering they already lost 1 day. Now, on a side note to that, it appears that Krispy Kreme was trying to get some popularity out of the situation and giving people 1 free donut if they were affected by the PSN outage. And then on top of that, there was a recall, a massive recall for donuts. So it was very interesting because PSN folks appeared to be getting it from multiple different angles here. 1 from the PSN being out, and 2 from the donuts being recalled due to listeria. Now, it doesn't appear that Krispy Kreme was impacted by those listeria recalls here. It was a piece of misinformation floating around and just interestingly coincidental, I'll say. Either way here, I think Krispy Kreme is absolutely fine, but we'll have to wait and see if they're impacted by the recall. I don't think they are. Now, in that previous video, a lot of people pointed out something in the comments section that I think is worth mentioning. This highlights one of the many reasons people do not want PSN accounts required for PC games. I mean, if the PC game required PSN validation and you had to log in order to play the game, well, you were kind of out of luck. Not kind of, you were out of luck. And I think this goes to show that having these accounts to play games and validate things kind of sucks. I don't know, maybe that's a hot take, but let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. Next up here, we're talking about a brand new Batman game in development. It's being developed by Rocksteady. Now, you may know Rocksteady from Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and we all know how that game turned out. I'm hoping here that this might be a good redemption story. Or in my opinion, if it doesn't go well, it's probably going to bury the company altogether. I mean, Rocksteady has I would say they've got some pretty lofty expectations for this next game, given the fact that the last one kind of flopped. But let me know your thoughts about that one in the comments below, and let me know your expectations for this upcoming Batman in the comments below as well. Next up here, we're talking about Devilution X, which is a port of Diablo and Hellfire, and Devilution X just got a brand new update and introduced a lot of new compatibility. So at the time of filming, version 1.5.4 is the latest update, and holy smokes, it's getting hot out here. It's still pretty early in the morning. Anyways, in terms of the update, they've added better support for various gamepads. They've added support for Mac OS 10.4 PowerPC. They've added support for Windows XP. And they've also added in some Android improvements. Now, before we get to the next segment here, I have some real fluffs for you. So check out this little guy here. And then we've got another one just up the street having a bath. Next up here, in yesterday's video, we talked about a DLSS swapper. Well, how about a DLSS to FSR swapper? This does exist. It is highly experimental and is not encouraged at all to be used in multiplayer games because you could get banned. But anyways, there is a free and open source tool to switch games from DLSS to FSR. So the latest version here for DLSS to FSR is version 0.120. And the builds have been migrated over to Nexus mods. So in this update, there's a whole bunch of bug fixes and stability fixes as well. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, this is a super cool tool, and I like seeing stuff like this, although it is experimental and things may not work as anticipated. Remember, you're kind of modding and hacking up a game to make this work. And speaking about DLSS and FSR and all of that stuff, next up here, we're talking about Nvidia. And Nvidia has some new tech that's currently in beta. and it reduces VRAM usage by 96%. They call it RTX neutral texture compression. Now, no doubt we're going to be hearing way more about this soon, and if you're hearing a bit of noise in the background, I apologize. There's a massive boat on the water. It's moving super slow and generating quite a bit of reverb in the area, and there's really nothing I can do about it. Anyways, here with RTX neutral texture compression, these tests were done on an RTX 4090, so not even a 5090, and we're unsure about performance impacts or gains as of yet. But I would say this is a pretty huge win if they can optimize it. Next up, we're talking about Microsoft and PC World, and PC World is calling out Microsoft for lying. Interestingly, here they're saying Microsoft is lying about how to uninstall Edge. And that's because the Edge uninstall page doesn't really tell you how to uninstall Edge. So in the article over on PC World, and again, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below right at the bottom. They say the page starts with, "Are you sure you want to uninstall Microsoft Edge?" and then goes into a marketing spiel about the wonderful features that the Edge browser has, complete with a list of things that Chrome doesn't have. And nowhere on that page is how to uninstall Edge. The article has a ton of very interesting points, and a lot of them I agree with here. I mean, take a look at this paragraph. If I, a tech writer, published an article with the title "How to Uninstall Edge" on PC World that didn't include instructions on how to uninstall Edge, you would call me a liar or call it clickbait. And yeah, it looks like Microsoft is trying to clickbait people into talking about Edge instead of telling people how to uninstall it. And this is one step of many that Microsoft has made that I think does not paint a very good picture of them. And speaking about painting pictures and not good ones, next up we're talking about Meta and AI. And this is a huge doozy, but it looks like Meta has been pirating things in order to train its AI, and pirating a whole lot of things. If you're wondering how much Meta has pirated, it's being reported here at 81.7 terabytes of data. That is a heck of a lot, and I don't necessarily think that this will, well, it will end well for Meta if this is true. This is absolutely crazy given the fact that Meta is such a big company and they've resorted to pirating to train their AI models. It gets even crazier because instead of just leeching, they were also seeding. So they were actively participating in the facilitation of piracy. Absolutely crazy. Now again, based on the reporting, if this is all true, it is a horrible look from Meta. I know I've said that a few times, but I mean, this is just astonishing. And it seems like they knew exactly what they were doing. It seems like employees knew exactly what they were doing and they were breaking the law. And they were trying to not use Facebook servers so they didn't get caught. So here's what's being reported, and this is reportedly taken right from an employee's email address. Torrenting from a corporate laptop doesn't feel right. And then they've got concern about using Meta IP address to load through torrents pirate content. This is all, I mean, I don't want to say it's earth-shattering, but to me this is absolutely crazy. It's also being reported that Mark Zuckerberg was well aware of all of this stuff, and well, all of this is, I want to say it's pretty damning for Meta. And realistically here, I mean, what are they thinking? I'm curious to see what happens on this lawsuit, because if Meta wins for piracy and torrenting, that could blow the door opens for a whole lot of things. Now, based on all of this information, if it is true, if you are a pirate, I guess you can call yourself a research engineer, because these piracy acts apparently or reportedly or allegedly were being completed by Meta research engineers. So go figure. Let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments below. Next up, we're talking about Plants vs. Zombies 3. And if you're a fan of Plants vs. Zombies and wanted your say in something, now may be your chance. So EA is re-imaging the game, and there's 3 different options to vote on. And in my opinion here, option 3 looks the best, but I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Again, like everything we talk about, links will be in the description below. And as I'm talking here, I'll have all 3 images pop up on screen, and let me know your thoughts. And last up here, we're talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, and it just seems that Nintendo cannot keep anything a secret anymore. The pricing for the Switch 2 appears to have leaked. Now, this is unconfirmed, it may be 100% fake, but at the same time here, the pricing seems plausible. Now, we'll have to wait and see as to whether or not these prices will be true, and the only people who are going to let us know are probably Nintendo whenever they reveal pricing. Anyways, here the pricing comes from a placeholder, and it seems it's priced at $499.99, so $500. And to me, that sounds very plausible. Let me know your thoughts about that one in the comments below. It is worth pointing out that that pricing is reportedly in Canadian dollars, which equals about 350 USD, or who the heck knows as time goes on here. Anyways, there is a point in time where this may be absolutely fake. And I'm guessing it may be fake here, but I mean, at the same time, the pricing kind of makes sense. That's what a lot of people have been talking about anyway. So it's pretty easy to cook up a rumor with pricing that makes sense, and we'll probably see a lot more of this moving forward. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Actually, there were some fluffs. Not the legendary one fluff, but there were some fluffs. We talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state. And I'll see you tomorrow.